I'd like to introduce Rick Rome. Excited to have you on the podcast. He's a legend in the industry. He's been doing laundry pickup and delivery longer than almost anybody else out there. He does 22,000 pounds of laundry, not per year, not per month, not per week, but per day. So I can't even imagine what that looks like. We're at about 2,000 pounds per day. So he's just running a Goliath operation. He's the founder and creator of Watch Club Track software. Now he's got two super exciting products. One is AI for Laundromats. The next are Power Packs, which is detergent. We'll be talking about that in a future episode. But right now we're going to be focusing on AI for Laundromats. Really excited to hear, because everybody's like, how do you integrate AI with your laundromat? We know there's this huge opportunity, and I think this is it. Just want to welcome you to the show, and if you could let us know a little bit more about the AI.
Thank you for the nice words. And 22,000 pounds a day and that's not only from people's homes, but nonetheless, it's quite a bit of laundry, but we get it done. It's great. Regarding the AI, how it can help is, I don't know if there's enough minutes in the day to talk about how it can help, but I'll try and give you the elevator pitch, so to say. It will improve your employees' efficiencies. It will save you money in terms of labor costs. It will increase your revenues in regards to being able to now service your walk-in customers with more face time, because your clerks aren't spending time answering the phone. So they're actually out in the, I'll call it out in the field, so to say. Another cost savings is you don't have to retrain employees, because this employee always shows up for work, never late, works 24/7, no vacations, never a raise. Okay? So those are just a few of these things. The ROI is absolutely unbelievable. You'll see that return on your investment in probably the first week or two.
I'm going to play a clip for our audience so they could actually hear it in action and see how powerful it is.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Anytime Laundry. This is Bella. I'm an automated attendant. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Christian Munoz.
Nice to meet you, Christian. How may I help with your laundry needs today?
Is it open in Christmas?
We're open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So yes, we are open on Christmas.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
One of my favorite parts about this, where I think you just nailed it, I've heard so many different recordings of actual phone calls. And at the end of the phone call, the human says thank you to the AI. That is such an achievement. Normally you get annoyed if it isn't doing a good job, or if it's slow, or it's not answering your questions. But the fact that a human says thank you, there's no greater testament.
I think most of the time people don't even realize initially that they're speaking to an AI agent, because ours sounds so real. It speaks 20 plus different languages. It's really incredible. It blows me away every time something new happens. You thought .com was fast. This is like light speed fast. It's unbelievable.
One of the calls that just blew me away was I couldn't even understand the person. And I'm listening to the AI just talk to the person as if they didn't have a thick accent. And then I'm like, actually, the AI totally understands what they're saying, because I can follow along and understand if I'm reading the script at the exact same time, because it does the transcription. And I'm thinking, when I was looking at our team, and we've got some great employees and everything, some are better at answering the phones than others, and some do a really good job. But now I don't even have to worry about it. With this AI, every single phone call gets answered in a very professional manner.
It's the same in, same out, 7 days a week, does not matter the day of the time. You know what's amazing? I bet you those great employees that are really good at answering the phone will make you 10x on their ability to now go talk to your customers, walking customers, because those customers are going to realize how great that person is, and they're going to stay, and then they're going to want to come back more and more, because when they see her or him, they like talking to him or her, and they feel comfortable. So it's just amazing. And frankly, they shouldn't be bogged down with the question of, what time do you close? Oh, you're 24 hours? So what time do you open? The momentum will continue to build, because they're not going to be spending any time with silly nuanced questions about how much do your washers cost? How much do your dryers cost? Do you have parking? Do you offer pickup and delivery? Do you offer drop-off service? I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. My favorite one is the one where we compare the AI agent. We asked them the same 5 questions, and then we had a real customer service agent. That person spends $600 a week and gets 50% coverage, meaning if they're open 12 hours a day, 6 hours a day, they have someone so-called professional answering the phone, and the other 6 hours is by the attendant. We called numerous times. I think 1 out of 4 times they answered it, meaning the attendant. The other times when we got the agent, I felt like I wanted to run away from the place. I was afraid to give him my clothes. It was almost as if I was pissing him off that I called. A customer acquisition cost, let's say, is $50. So you just spend 50 or 100 or whatever it is on Google or however they find you. And this is the type of tone you get? I asked the same question to my AI agent, and you'll see on the site, it took, I think, 1.5 minutes versus this guy that took about 8 minutes.
And then you're paying by the minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's just petrified. Just that alone. If that happened once a week, let's even say it's a $50 order and a $50 acquisition cost, you do that 4 times a month, that pays for your AI employee right then and there. Doesn't include after hours calls that you're missing. It doesn't include your employee getting browbeat by some angry customer about 25 cents that they left or took. The old saying, you want a good marriage? Happy wife makes happy life. Okay, well, you want a good business? Happy employee makes happy business, right? So
Agreed.
It's so worth its weight in gold. I mean, I understand I'm biased, but it would blow my mind away for someone to be like, oh, well, I don't think it's worth it. And you say, well, why is that? I said, well, that person's there to answer the phones too. And I said, yes, you're right. That person is there to answer the phones too. But are they answering the phones? And if they are answering the phones, are they answering the phones properly? Are they giving the correct information every time? Do they have the nice tone of voice? Do they not have a nice tone of voice? Are they pissed off because someone just browbeat the heck out of them? Are they annoyed because they're in the middle of an order and now they just poured soap all over your machine and there's a waste of soap? So now you're losing money on the soap and they got to run to get the phone. They get to the phone and the person's like, do you guys close ever? And you're like, right? It's so worth it. I don't know anyone who can argue anything else.
You bring up so many great points. One is a mystery shopper. Some of us, and very few actually, do a mystery shopper of seeing, okay, what does our product look like? What do other people's product look like? How many people do mystery call-ins, where they're calling in and seeing what it sounds like? How many commercial accounts are lost because the attendant says, oh, some motel called in, but, oh, who? Which one? Well, I didn't get their number. That happens all the time. It must cost these places a fortune.
Every call is transcribed. So you, as the owner, you'll get every phone call. It'll say name, phone number, what was it about, and whether the AI employee solved it or not. I could tell you a story about a gentleman actually in Southern California who has a phone service, and they were supposed to direct the calls to him. They didn't, and he lost out on 3 or 4 commercial contracts.
Tens of thousands of dollars per month.
Yes. So don't be a penny wise to be a dollar foolish. I mean, it is crazy to me. It seems like in this business, we always worry about, we got to save on the bottom line, cut costs. I understand, run a tight ship, look at your costs, scrutinize them. Absolutely, you should. But if you raise the top line, the bottom line will go right up with it. When you actually go through that exercise of, okay, am I overspending on certain things? Then you can look because your top line is higher. So yeah, there's probably some waste in there that you can cut out. But when you're already running lean and mean and tight, how much more can you cut? You should focus on something about bringing that top line up, not just the bottom line.
100%. We spend a lot of money on Google advertising every single month, thousands of dollars. And one of the metrics of success are not only how many clicks do we get to the website, but how many phone calls do we get? So those phone calls, that's money. Those are people, it takes thousands of people, thousands of searches for somebody to pick up the phone and call. And if you don't have the right person or AI answering, then that's just throwing money away. So you're 100% right. You got to spend money and make money. And that also gets into quality, because we did look into different AI systems here at Curbside, and there's like 10 different ones that we found. But what we realized is that the magic that makes this work well is information you feed it. You have to localize it to this industry. And there's other companies out there that are going to say, oh, we offer AI, and it'll answer your phones, and it's bull. Because I've listened to the phone calls, and it is so laundry specific. I mean, you're obviously been in the industry for a long time, and you got that passion of like what matters. And that's something I think your system just will always excel because you're in the business, and it's just dialed in for laundromats, pickup and delivery, everything.
It's just like curbside, right? I mean, we don't sit up in an ivory tower like some of our other competitors, I suppose, and base it on theory versus reality. Curbside software is awesome because it's actually practical, real-life cases that happen every day because you're in the trenches, just like me, and you understand theory versus reality, and your software is built on reality. Yes, there's some theories that definitely come true, I get it, and your software is ready for that, but truth be told, it's really about the reality, and you implement that properly, and that's why your software is successful. That's exactly what we do on the AI. As we say, garbage in, garbage out. Quality in, quality out. It's really that simple. Spend an hour of quality time making it great based on your business and your operations and how you want it to be done, and you'll have thousands of hours of happiness, freedom, whatever it is from it. That's the other thing. So even if you're like an absentee owner, unattended owner, or a Saturday morning, I get my $10,000 in quarters owner, right? This is ideal for you because everything will be right there at your fingertips. Even if you live in Timbuktu and your store is in Sacramento, you can easily manage it from afar. And more importantly, you can respond accurately, quickly, and efficiently.
You bring up such a good point as well, which is this is a revenue center. Every single phone call is a revenue opportunity. You're a business, and if they're calling, it's because they want to do business with you.
Right.
And if you're dropping the ball, that's the essence of penny wise, dollar foolish. So don't go cheap on your AI. And something I found interesting when you first talked to me about this, I have to admit, I was a little bit skeptical because I was kind of in the boat of like, we got great employees and all that stuff, and everything's just fine. And then when I realized I started looking closely at it, the more it started nagging on me like, oh, this could be better. We need to have AI solution in place. And you refer to this as an AI employee. And I'm still under the mindset of this is like an auto attendant. It's a virtual receptionist. It's a digital receptionist. It's a call routing system. No, you're right. It's an AI employee.
Yeah.
And if you could kind of expand on that and explain why you had the vision to see it that way.
100%. I believe in culture, right? And your employees are great because you took the time to show them your fabric of who you are and how you like to run your business. And they took it and they wore your colors and they wear it with pride, so to say. So the AI employee to me, even though it's digital and it isn't per se a real physical essence, it is an absolute reflection of who you are and what your business is about. If I want to have a quality team, I train them and teach them and show them. So why should this be any different? You put in the quality of time, you take the time to train them, teach them about the rules of the road, and because it's machine learning, it's able to comprehend certain elements. Like we had a lady call in about, do you weigh the towels on the way in or on the way out? And it knew to say, this is about a 5-6 week old in play system at the time, it knew to say that when your towels are wet, we weigh them on the way in and on the way out. It was just like, holy crap. How the hell did they know that the towels were going to be wet, right? And even if the lady said they're not wet, but it's that type of intuitive thinking that I don't know how many times you've tried to teach your employees to be intuitive or think about this, that, and you have to constantly go back and back and back. I have a general manager who I love to death. She is my right-hand gal. She's been with me for many, many years. It took me many, many years to find her, and it took me even more years to get her to where I need to be. To this day, I still spend time working on things and this and that, and because we're now, I don't want to say family, but she's like my family. But could you imagine if you have your new employee, 3 months later you got another employee, 3 months later you got another employee, yeah. Right? We've all been there. It's the worst. How do we remove that from the equation? And that's what the AI employee does. And that is why I call it an employee.
What a bargain. Because could you imagine hiring somebody for like pennies on the dollar and you already know they're an all-star before you hire them?
Yeah, it's perfectly said, Matt. I mean, you could not have said it any better. Who wouldn't want to hire a bunch of all-stars for, pennies on the dollar? I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Don't forget to click like and subscribe because you don't want to miss part 2 of my interview with Rick Rome. To learn more about the AI for Laundromats, check out the show notes for the link. By using the link, we make a few bucks and you also get 3 months of free service. And if you'd like to learn more about the Curbside Laundry's wash and fold and pickup and delivery solution, go to curbsidelaundries.com. See you next time.